Well, welcome back, everybody. You could be out spending your time and hard earned money buying truly terrifying carpetbagger merchandise, but instead, you're spending your time with me. So I had kind of a phone call.
Passing through productions. The editor tells me you've passed 5,000 subscribers. Well done, sir.
Oh, wow, the sheriff. Well, thank you, sir. I mean, you're the master at this. I just do my little channel over here, but you, sir, are the best.
Well, I do have one issue we need to discuss.
Oh, okay, sure. Shoot, what's up?
You give way too much credit to the editor. I am the star of this show. I allow the two of you to use my channel for your live streams, and I can always take that away.
Oh, well, geez, I'm sorry you feel this way, Sheriff. I just really feel like the editor deserves to get some recognition of all that he does. Of course, you're the main guy, but the editor, he works hard.
No, it will just go to his head.
All right. I don't want to upset you, Sheriff. I am very appreciative of the fact that you let me and Mr. Editor do the live stream.
All right, I'm leaving now. This content won't flush itself.
Okay, Sheriff, thanks for calling. Appreciate the congratulations on 5K. Oh, I guess that means he's gone. Wait, did he call me from the bathroom? Ugh.
Today's adventure begins right here at the Fairbanks, Alaska airport. Just got dropped off.
Good to be back with you, folks. Let's check in and see what Adam is doing today. So much of his life is spent at airports.
Got my bags all packed up, ready to go. I'm going to be heading down to Anchorage. As the recording of this is Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. Now I am not completely bundled up. Do not have the coat hat on. Don't have my gloves on.
Adam stating the obvious like the inept explorer that he is, but at the very least, maybe he's helping out the blind portion of his audience.
Because I'm going to be heading immediately inside. I was in the car, rideshare vehicle, getting dropped off. Going to be going down to Anchorage, wearing an appropriate t-shirt, this Anchorage shirt here. And from there,
it's really wild just spending so much time by yourself, and Adam needs, and his audience for that matter, need these constant little affirmations. I was in the car. I got out of the car. I'm going into the room. I'm going to get on the plane. The plane is going to take me to my destination. Just very juvenile. And speaking of his audience, there's been quite the little civil war going on between the Adam audience, the Disney fans, the Disney stans and aficionados, versus the more casual fan or the more adventure explorer vibe fan. Now you cannot praise the Alaska videos without equally praising his entire catalog, because if it seems that you prefer the current content and are not properly praising everything, then you are instantly pounced on by the Woovians. So the Woovians don't just go after people that criticize and comment. They go against their own if need be.
then I'm going to be getting on another flight and going north, above and past the Arctic Circle. And I am going to the last spot of civilization anywhere in the United States, not continental United States, the last airport in the U.S. northward, the top of the world, if you will.
I love this stoic adventure Adam pose. Women of Alaska, how are you keeping your hands off? I mean, really? Well, although very impressive, and this Alaska trip, I think, has been, in many instances, extremely impressive. It isn't the top of the world, if you will. It is the top of the U.S. The top of the world would be the Central Asian Tibetan Plateau, which is 4 times the size of Texas, which is pretty wild how big that is. But it's actually not called the top of the world. It's called the more appropriate roof of the world. And to credit Adam, as soon as he's able to open a book, later on in the video, he does discover that he's not right in saying top of the world. So kudos to him for that.
We're there. Are we going to be polar bears? I don't want to see one. Well, I want to see one from a
This will
distance.
be a theme throughout the video, Adam potentially being eaten by bears.
This is my flight experience to the top of the world, the top of the U.S., not the continental U.S.
Discover the best of 11.
I love this combination of fear and anger at a noise emanating from someone other than himself.
To Barrow Airport, to the town of Barrow, formerly Barrow. Now it's called Quietvik.
Close, and I would have had no clue, and I highly doubt anybody else would have had expectations that Adam could say that. But very close. It's Quietvik. Quietvik.
Quietvik. This is going to be something. Let's head to the toppest point.
Toppest? I think even that wolf wouldn't have said that. And of course, again, back to the no one but Adam is doing this.
Literally not a soul in here. Well, take that back. There's like 3 people. There's like someone in front of me and then another guy in front of me. But yeah, right. That 100% took the cake on the nicest TSA folks ever.
Yep, still trying to shame the Mall of America security. It's not going to work, Adam. MOA strong. Adam continuing to have to pad, of course, because this is essentially a flight day. That's really all that's going on. So definitely point out every item in the gift shop.
It's the area that I'm going to be going up to. So right here, this is a little placard with Will Rogers' face on it. So Will Rogers ended up passing away. His plane ended up crashing into the area that I'm going to be heading to, just on the outskirts of where I'm going to be landing, about 10 miles outside.
Will Rogers is such a fascinating individual. Everybody knows him as the humorist, and talking about he made fun of everybody in his day, but he never met a person that he didn't like and couldn't get along with. I think that's a great adage to live by. I didn't know that he played such an important role in the viability of the commercial airline industry in the United States. He was a major proponent of it. He was a friend of Charles Lindbergh. He had seen overseas how robust the infrastructure already was in the 30s for the commercial airline industry, and that the United States was lagging far behind. And he made it an important part of his life, towards the end of his life, being a proponent of that and being a voice for the industry and how important it would be in the future of America.
It's arriving. Can't really see the full extent of it. There's another little plane landing. Numbers on the back are N647QX. All right, I am going to be sitting in seat 12A on the first leg of this flight.
And your cozy seat cushion double.
You've got to believe me. There's someone on the wing of the plane. Oh, wait, no, it's just snow.
Spray down the wings before takeoff.
I was surprised Adam wasn't familiar with the term de-icing. I haven't had anywhere near the extensive flight experience that Adam has, and that's something I was at least aware of. I think most of us probably are.
Man, how do you get that job?
Oh, are you looking for a job now, Adam? Yeah, it's probably not for you. I think you have to apprentice as a leaf blower before you do that. You cannot argue with the fact that that is absolutely beautiful. When his videos have worked best, and when they work best, is the subject matter is on something other than Adam. And when he can showcase the beauty of a location or the fun and adventure of a location, and it not just about him. Of course, now you talk to a Woovian, it's the exact opposite. The zoom function on the Pocket 3 is not good, and Adam continues to use it, and it takes you out of the action a little bit. Not a big deal, because you can't really mess with the beauty of this, even with some awkward zooms, but that is one of those things that editing could help, but we know Adam's not going to edit.
Dang, this is maybe... This is before getting on the plane to go to an area that has going to have a lot of polar bears. All right, looks like this is the plane that's taking me where I got to go.
Another feet Pete, and hopefully no foreshadowing with the bear attack book. Adam devotes a lot of time to talking about polar bears in this video.
6F. So definitely not going to be completely full flight. Very interesting. There's a lot of people bringing groceries on. In fact, there was like a couple cases of water going up into the check baggage. And I actually saw some people bringing a few bags of groceries, and someone even bringing like a 36 pack of regular eggs, like something you get out of like the dairy cooler or grocery store.
Adam seems especially interested in, I think, what's a little bit phallic. Come on.
Huge chunks of ice out in the ocean. Look.
Snow drifts, chunks of ice. I don't know how it was covered in Mama Woo's class, but not a big deal.
There are like floating huge piles of ice in the ocean here, the Arctic Ocean.
It is truly breathtaking, and even though the whispering is very off-putting. And I believe Adam had a bit of a crying session there. He was on the verge of it, but he needs to feel very fortunate, very thankful for the people that have allowed him to be in this position. I don't feel like he will, but it would be the right thing to do.
Oh, wow. Wow. What is this?
It is a plane, Adam. You are in a plane in Alaska about to touch down. Glad to help. Another feet Pete, and I went past about 4 instances of him showing how empty the plane was, and of course, discussing the weather.
I just landed 300 miles north of the Arctic Circle in the frozen tundra of the farthest northern place in the U.S. and one of the farthest northern places that you can arrive at in the world. I did it.
You did do it, Adam, and you should be proud of that. 50 states by 50. The Alaska series has been a lot of fun. It's also been a lot of the same. You have made Alaska at times extremely boring, but you've also shown some of the great parts of it as well. But I wish he would think of all the different pieces that it takes, from the airline personnel, hotel staff, rideshare staff, rental car staff, security personnel, all the people that watch him, all the different pieces it takes to get him to all these places. Even the fact that he is standing there triumphant, I did it, while you see people that work in this harsh environment every single day. And he takes great disdain on the working men and women. Just food for thought.
Hello.
Oh, going through here.
How dare you try to speak to the woo, peasant? Out of his way, a celebrity is coming through.
Got my cap on, got the coat hat on.
It's a hood. How hard is it to say hood? You know, I feel like the French, for instance, are going to eat Adam alive, and then I remember, well, they love Jerry Lewis. Who knows?
I'm not walking on sand to go to a beach. I'm walking on snow. Oh yeah, getting some gusts now.
Adam discovered what he called the torso of a boat And he opined about the fact that his taxi driver had thankfully given him some sage advice to not just wander off on his own, that he could have an encounter with the dreaded polar bear. That was enough for Adam to realize that might not be his best bet.
And he said there are some out on the point, Barrow Point out that way. But he said he hasn't seen any in this area recently.
Adam finds his hotel and also points out what he has in literally every city he's been to in Alaska, the post office.
Seems to be a lot of taxis. Polar taxis.
And thankfully so, because as much as Adam likes to go off the cuff, he is going to require some transportation to not be polar bear dinner.
It is very cold. Very cold. A little windy. Very dark.
Very cold, very dark. He's talked about these things a lot. I know we give Adam a hard time, but I will pay him a compliment. I hopefully have paid him several compliments, but a compliment I will pay him is I do not think Adam is a weak person, because to trudge along in these temperatures takes a bit of strength to you, a bit of tenacity, a bit of endurance. And I think Adam has shown that he'll do a lot to try and get content. I believe it's for himself versus the fans, but that's splitting hairs.
I think I'm going to grab a bite to eat. There's a restaurant here. I'm going to get some seafood. Oh, I need one of those while I'm here.
So we definitely know those are two things that Adam's going to do. He's talked about them a bunch of times. He will do snowmobile. He will do Northern Lights. Those are the two things that he's trying to fulfill for his own internal list. Again, Adam's here for Adam, not for anybody else.
Be alert for polar bears. In the winter months, they can be roaming in packs. They may visit villages, remote sites, or industrial areas during their travel. Daylight is diminishing and bears travel under the cloak of darkness. Yeah, that's why I don't need to be out walking around right now. And here's another alert. Please watch out for polar bears. Be aware of your surroundings. Fries and halibut sandwich. Why did I come all the way up here to the top of the world? Well, I figured I was already in Alaska. I was already this close. Why not take the 2 flights and come up here, do a little exploring tomorrow? Why do it? I'll badly paraphrase Muppet Vision. I did it for the halibut.
There was a Woovian in his comments that said, "Dude, epic. Man went all the way to the top of the world for a pun." No, he ordered halibut for the pun. That's it. That's it.
I gotta piss. Oh man, I drank too much tonight. Gotta piss. Hey. Oh man, 13 beers taking its toll.